No, you clap now. Good job. All right, so I always joke with my mom, and we always joke that the only reason I want to do something, or the only reason I don't want to do something, is because she's asked me to do it. I don't know why, but as soon as I could be like as motivated, have all the motivation in the world to do the dishes or do chores or whatever, but as soon as she tells me to do them, I don't want to do them anymore. And I don't know if that's because I don't like being told what to do, or if it's just the rebellious teenager in me. But in the same way, having the legal drinking age not be till the age of 21 actually results in young people wanting to drink more and thus doing it in a manner that is unsafe and irresponsible. Lowering the drinking age in America from 21 to 18 is actually beneficial for the country and its young people, as it promotes a sense of responsibility and safety as well. This information is important in understanding that the way the current drinking ages in America is actually doing more harm than it is good. I chose this topic because as a young American growing up in public schools, I have seen a lot of friends make stupid decisions, and it jeopardized their future in some way due to irresponsible, unsafe, and uneducated drinking. So the sources that I'll be using where the information comes from is the World Health Organization, proandcon.org, as well as information from European writers in regards to food and travel guide. So in this presentation, I'll provide the benefits of lower drinking age by first describing the age of adulthood, second, providing examples of other countries, and third, providing the benefits of the safety of this. So let's begin with the age of adulthood. The age of 18 in America is the age of adulthood, and with it comes more freedom and greater responsibility than most Americans have had before. Adults that have already have this new responsibility should be able to make their own decisions about their choice of alcohol, as they have already gained a lot more decisions that they have to make for their life. At this point, they are able to own a home, live on their own. They're able to vote, as well as get married, serve on jury, and even serve in our U.S. military, among many other things that they're able to do with their lives. So if they're able to make such big decisions, big life-altering decisions, can't they be responsible with a drink? Of course, regardless of whether it's legal or not, young people are drinking, and they're drinking everywhere. According to the World Health Organization, the average drinking age for all people when they first take their first drink is the age of 12, and the average consistent age of drinking is 15, and again, this is worldwide. And so whether or not they are adults, whether or not it's legal, people are drinking, and it's just a matter of how they're doing this in a safe, responsible environment. So now that we've talked about what adulthood in America looks like, let's consider examples of other countries. And many countries have seen success by offering a lower drinking age for their people. And the biggest example of this is in Europe. Countries like France, Ireland, and Germany, and many other ones, the legal drinking age is 18, but it also comes with a few rules to that. For example, in Germany, while the legal drinking age is 18, they do allow 16, 17-year-olds to drink beer and wine while making harder liquor not available until you are 18. And another example is Spain, where the majority of the country, the legal drinking age is actually 16, but a certain region decided that it would be 18. The pros of this for these other countries that they have seen is just the safer drinking culture that it creates. They all promote drinking within a household, even with even younger ages, because they want to teach their children how to drink in a way that is in moderation and casual. So whereas Americans drink mainly to get drunk, Europeans drink in the same way you would drink soda or juice, not to get drunk, but in a form of casualty and moderation. And so while yes, it's inevitable for there to be dangers in drinking, whether it be Europe or America, and there's people that are going to be drunk and make stupid decisions with it, the example in this is that showing them from an early stage of life what it means to have that responsibility and to be careful and cautious and to understand what it means is actually creating a safer environment for them to be in as they're older and as they are drinking outside of their family and outside of their home. So now that we've talked about some examples of other countries, let's consider the safety in having a lower drinking age. Allowing younger people to drink legally decreases the amount of unsafe behavior and activities done under intoxication. First of all, it will lower drunk driving rates. The drunk driving rate in America is at 31%, while countries with lower drinking age have a lower drunk driving rate. The next in line after America is France with a rate of 29%. And then we have countries like Great Britain, and they're at 13%, and even Germany as low as 9%. The studies that I mentioned earlier, many of them suggest a correlation between the age that it is legal to drink and the high rate of drunk driving, because these countries that do allow drinking and do allow an understanding and education in it see that as they grow into adults, they understand more of that responsibility and they're able to make better and smarter decisions. Another trend that we have been seeing is that oftentimes caught in a situation where somebody is injured or in need of medical attention but are underage of drinking, many of the people that are involved in that will refuse to contact authorities or police or whoever, or even parents to help due to fear of legal consequences. Rather than helping a friend, they don't want to get in trouble. The best example I can give of this is actually a story that I heard my sophomore year from my government teacher. He told us about this young girl that he taught at a previous high school. And she was super involved and a really good kid, and everybody loved her, and she was really nice. And one night she went out drinking with two of her closest friends. And as the night went on, she kept drinking and she wasn't stopping and she was making poor choices. And while her friends worried about her, they didn't jump in to stop her from drinking or anything like that. And as the night progressed, she had passed out, and in their drunken state, they weren't sure what to do. They didn't know if she was okay, if she was just falling asleep, or if she was not breathing, and they didn't want to contact anybody out of fear of what would happen to them because they were underage. This young girl did end up dying of alcohol poisoning, and right in front of her friends. Now, obviously, there were many, many, many ways to handle this situation, much differently, and it would have been much wiser of her friends to have contacted authorities despite the consequences, because now they have lost a friend and they have lost somebody's family member. But this is not the only case that we see this happening, because having the fear of the legal consequences would have convinced them, not having the fear of legal consequences would have convinced them to get her the medical attention that she needed. Obviously, that is again not the appropriate response to that situation, but it's just an example. So in conclusion, the legal drinking age should be lowered to the age of 18 in America. Following in the footsteps of many other countries, including Europe, South America, and many more, America would create a safer drinking environment and would allow new adults to exercise this newfound freedom in a way that is responsible and promotes good decision making. So maybe if my mother stops telling me to do chores, I'll actually do them. Well, I said maybe, I'm just kidding. Maybe young people will learn the responsibility of drinking if they are given it at an early age and educated in the proper ways to handle that responsibility.